Mike Bearlack here to entertain you with the help again from Flyleaf. I can feel you all around me. Somehow it does make sense to me that God's air would possess more substance than just regular air, thickening the air I'm breathing. No doubt it's more a factor. It's a factor in the winter months. I know for me, something natural at work. It's just something in the air to just tell you to kick back and relax. It's really hard to get motivated this time of year, but something natural about it. Nature, the very thing God is in charge of. But I'm finding for me personally, in the winter times, I gotta get at least 7 hours of sleep. Um, Otherwise, I just can't. There's no way around it. Just to keep up with the day in and day out uh, life things. I I accept the reality that I accept the fact that for me, odds are the rest of my life, I will have to dedicate 8 hours most days of my life to someone else's wealth and prosperity. But that's it, no more. And there are far worse fates for any human being. But I'm gonna pose a question that I've been pondering about this whole lack of get up and go that comes with the territory this time of year. Is it the cold and snow, or is it something else? Is it atmospheric pressure this time of year? And the only way I think I would be able to answer that is I would have to move farther east or farther west and live there for a couple winters and see if it's the same. Is it the snow and cold, or is it atmospheric pressure this time of year? Appreciate anybody's 2 cents on that. In other words, if is living in the Midwest in the wintertime just as depressing, I don't want to use, it's kind of a strong word, but just as ho hum, maybe that's better, as living farther east or farther west. Appreciate anybody's 2 cents on that. I think so that the months of January and February, for me personally, can be more constructive from here forward. I think I'm seriously considering living on rotisserie chicken, coffee, and tea for the entire months of January and February so that I have the energy I need to keep up with the day in and day out stuff I need to do. Still have energy for all that, but still avoid the ho hum. I'm seriously wondering if that is the solution to the problem, and to make up for the inactivity that unfortunately comes with the territory of the months of January and February, at least for me. I have an exercise bike, indoor exercise, but it's not the same. It's really not the same. Well, anyways, this is going to be another film reflection video. Once again, I have no desire to be a movie critic, or anything like that. I have to watch a movie from time to time. It's the only activity that gives my brain a chance to mentally retreat from the world around me, and it's I feel like a lot better after I do. Anyways, the featured film is Contact. It's a bit of an older one, but that doesn't mean it's no good. I believe this would have been at least the third, possibly the fourth time in my life viewing the film. But every time, including this last time, I've come away having it been time well spent, in my opinion. So, Contact, starring Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey, or as I used to pronounce his name when I first saw him in A Time to Kill, McCannaughtay. That's on an audio tape. I did not see that guy in Dazed and Confused. The first time I ever saw him was in A Time to Kill. I remember thinking, hey, this guy's a pretty good actor. But anyways, Contact was originally a novel, a book written by Carl Sagan and his wife. They published it in '85 after writing it since '79. A couple of interesting facts I found, because I'm a nerd, I read the stuff on the DVDs. Is apparently when Carl Sagan was asked, "Do you believe in intelligent life out in outer space?" And his response was, "The key word is believe." Oh, I suppose spoiler alerts are in order. I'll be talking a little bit about some of the details of the movies, but if you're the type of person who prefers to experience a movie 100% completely blind, then you probably won't want to check out the movie Contact and then come back and watch the video. Director Robert Zemeckis, saying out in Back to the Future, said of the book, "It spans years, countries, and vast distance with hundreds of characters." The machine in the book is quite vague, so Robert had some creative freedom with his depiction in the film, which was actually a good thing, actually, for all parties involved. Carl Sagan unfortunately died of a bone marrow disease of some kind. But his wife was alive when the film was out, and apparently has a cameo in the film. But I missed it. I didn't catch it. And apparently, real Hubble space probe pictures were used in the making of the film's effects as far as depicting outer space. Okay, actually, any spoilers actually starts about here. So now, if you want to watch the movie first and come back and watch the rest of this video from here, now there's going to be some spoilers. So, if you've seen the film, you know that they build one machine, and a gentleman is picked over the Jodie Foster character because he believes in God, and the masses view this as a precious belief, and they want somebody to represent people who believe in God. And the Jodie Foster character is depicted as an atheist. However, some eccentric billionaire has a second machine. When the first one fails, the first thing totally kaput because of sabotage, because of religious fanatics that infiltrate their efforts. So the first machine gets destroyed, but this eccentric billionaire associate of the Jodie Foster character happened to make a secret second machine somewhere off the coast of Russia, I think it was. Anyways, I thought it was interesting that version, because it was a business who was putting their money into the project, demanded that a seat be installed. Safety first, OSHA. And I thought it was, this is where it gets a little weird, because you could say it was a leap of faith on the Jodie Foster character's part when she actually got out of the seat in the middle of her experience. The 18 minutes of footage that didn't exist because it was all static. Again, if you've seen the film. I thought it was interesting that, the business would demand a seat be put in place. But Jodie Foster's character took a leap of faith getting out of it during her experience. But then the question comes, did she actually experience anything or not? And that's the issue in the film. Because apparently, according to back in the end, back in the real world, from what the masses saw, the thing just dropped straight through. And so I assume she was seated at all times. In which case, the company was probably right to have a seat. But I do think it was interesting in the middle of her event. The seat seemed to be the only mechanically vulnerable part to what otherwise was a pod built with, quote, alien schematics. Oh, anyways, that's my reflection on the movie Contact, starring Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey. McConaughey? How I pronounce his name back in the day. Guess I'll just end this one with a funny little. They say you learn something new every day. Well, today I learned chewed mint gum is white unless combined with fruity flavored antacid. Then somehow it turns pink. A legitimate chemical reaction. For a second, I was actually a little worried, kind of thinking to myself, I hope this ain't going to have a negative effect on my enamel. And then I remind myself, food coloring agents, everything has it. So if it was going to have a negative effect on my enamel, it would have had it a long time ago. I personally have to avoid yellow 5 and red 40 because it does something to your esophagus, those two agents. So in other words, I can never I'll never buy a whole pack of Mountain Dew because it's got yellow 5, but I will sip a single can every now and again. And I won't consume an entire bag of Doritos to myself because food coloring agent red 40 doesn't agree with my esophagus. So if I see somebody eating a bag of Doritos, I'll usually mooch one or two chips off of them and all's well. All right, that's enough for now. This one. Thank you for watching.